All right, so the first thing we're gonna take a look at is proof that I even rank videos in the first place. So that way you can know that the person that you're gonna be learning from in this video actually does the thing that they're talking about, right? And I'm not just gonna be giving you a whole bunch of theory, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at my ranking results, and then we're gonna get into how long it takes to actually rank these videos. All right, so if you look right here, it says how to add social media links to YouTube channel. So you can also see when I click on that, you can see it has an auto population here. That right there tells you that it has demand and it's a keyword on YouTube. So when you look right here, you can see my video from 1 year ago has 47,000 views and it's ranking at the top for that keyword. So it's a massive amount of traffic that's coming in, right? Now let's go ahead and take a look at another ranking that I have. So you can see this one is how to share your YouTube channel link, and once again it's auto populating right there, so that means it gets demand. So boom, here's my video from, it's been up there literally 2 years, 34,000 views. And if we go to another one, right, how to write a YouTube channel description, also a keyword. If you look right here, I'm ranking number 2, so 20,000 views. It's also been up there for over 2 years and it's still bringing in traffic. And then if you look right here, how to add clickable link to your YouTube video description, once again it's a keyword, and then I'm ranking number 2. This one has 85,000 views and it's also been up there for 2 years. And if we go to the next one, remove filler words from video, that's also a keyword. You can see this video right here 1 year ago has 1,500 views. And then you can see this one right here, how to make a QR code for a YouTube video. If we scroll down, I think I'm like number 3 or 4. So this is an ad, so it doesn't really count. But if you look right here, 10,000 views from 1 year ago. So you can see this is consistent, right? This is something that I do quite a bit, right? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually get into how long, like what are the specific things that either slow it down or speed up the process. All right, so we're gonna get into the 3 phases of YouTube ranking, and then we're gonna transition into, you know, how long this stuff could take for you to actually rank. All right, so when it comes to the phases, it says here phase 1, the testing phase, which is 24 to 48 hours, right? Now what's going on, you know, within that time frame? So you just uploaded your video, it's live, right? So now YouTube is saying, all right, so for the first 2 days we're gonna really dive deep and test this stuff. We're gonna look at the CTR, we're gonna look at the watch time, we're gonna also look at the engagement, and they're gonna take all of that data to decide if they're gonna push you to a wider audience, right? Now that doesn't mean you go completely into the biggest audience ever, right? They're doing this in phases, and one thing to remember is that the testing really never stops. All right, so let's go to phase number 2, which is what I call the boost phase. Now over your next 7 days, after they've decided, okay, your main core audience has seen it, they liked it, also the people who recently watched your content, they like it, and then of course some of the newer people are, you know, really engaging with your stuff. After that 7-day mark, and you might have noticed this, and this is something that I pay attention to, is typically once you rolling into week number 2, you'll see like a spike in your impressions. Let me know down below in the comments if that's something that you've noticed or you actually pay close attention like I tend to do, right? Now when that happens, you're like, oh crap, okay, we got that spike that we're looking for. So that means it's kind of on the right track to do what you're trying to do, which is get that boost. And that boost, what that really is it's starting to show up more in suggested, it's starting to show up more on the homepage, and your rankings are starting to improve, right? Now, when we transition to the 3rd phase, we're gonna get into stabilization, right? So let me go ahead and go down here real quick. All right, so right here, this is what I call to stabilize. Now, back in the days, and this was more of a Google thing, where you would rank your video, and then your video will be, let's say it goes to, you know, the 2nd spot on the 1st page, right? And then like a few hours later or the next day, you might see it in the 5th spot, right? And you're like, oh man, I didn't drop the rankings. And then you might not see it at all, right? This used to happen a lot because I've been doing ranking for a very long time. And so it would be doing like what we would call is like the jump, like we used to call it the Google jump, right? So with the Google jump, you're like, oh man, when is it gonna stabilize? So that's what's happening. They're trying to figure out, okay, is the CTR pretty good? Is it consistent? Is the audience retention as well? Like once they figure that out, they're like, all right, we feel like this is worthy enough to actually be sitting in whatever position they put you in, right? And I've seen it where I get ranking number 1, number 2, number 3. Like I've seen it through all the tests that I've done, right? It's a very, very consistent process, but once they stabilize, you usually stay in that spot for a while. And you might have noticed that when I showed you those videos that were still ranking after 2 years, YouTube has decided those are extremely relevant and they need to stay there. But do remember what I said earlier, this testing, it never stops. All right, so they're still testing those videos that have been there for 2 years. If somebody comes and it's better, it's more relevant, then obviously I'm going to start to drop in rankings, right? So just remember that as you're doing this ranking stuff, all right? All right, so now we're gonna talk about what impacts how fast you actually rank your videos. So number one, you got your keyword selection. So you got low competition, long tail keywords. So what does long tail keywords mean? Let me simplify it for you. So if you look right here, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. It's 7 words long. So it's a whole bunch of words within a keyword. So sometimes people, especially, when they're new, they'll try to go for these big keywords, which are like, 3 words long or 2 words long, or in some cases they'll try to go for the most competitive, which is a keyword that has 1 word in it, and those are extremely they're competitive. So if you're trying to do that as a small channel, it's not going to benefit you at all, right? So go more for the ones that have multiple words in them. Okay. All right. So now click-through rate. Now, when it comes to this, I go about this a little bit different. I'm not going to give you a number. Okay. I'm not going to give you a number. I'm going to tell you to focus in on your channel average. So everybody has a channel average for their CTR, right? So if you see right here, this is actually my channel average, right? So obviously it's over the last 28 days. But if you look right here, my channel average across the entire channel, I have a 10.2% click-through rate, which is extremely good. That says that I know how to get people to click, right? So you want to click on the analytics tab, then click on the content tab and make sure you're under videos, and then look at the impression click-through rate that you have. And then what you want to do every video is you want to try to do better than whatever your average is across your channel, right? I'm not going to give you a number and say 6% or no. Focus in on your channel average. All right. All right. So now we're going to go to audience retention. So same rule applies. You go back to that same tab and you look at what is your average view duration across your entire channel. Because what most people don't really pay attention to is if you look at like when it says 1 of 10 or 2 of 10 or 3 of 10, usually if you are 1 of 10 or 2 of 10 or 3 of 10, that's because you've hit higher than your average. And that's why you'll see like it's circle the little green circle and the celebration that it does for the 1 of 10. That's because you went higher than your average. That's why I say to focus in on your channel average and try to beat that every time. So it's like you against you. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So now this part is extremely important. And I've tested this many times. I've tested this with students, some of the clients that I work with. The first 24 to 48 hours is extremely important for your video. But does that mean that if you don't do as well within that first 24 to 48 hours, it's always going to, kind of flop? No, because some videos just take a while to kind of take off, right? So one of the videos I think I showed you earlier, it had about 85,000 views. It started off very slow. So some videos just start off slow. But from what I've seen, if you focus in and get the engagement, the likes, the comments, the shares going by asking the people questions and putting pinned comments and, doing things to kind of spike your engagement, I'm telling you, it's going to do better for your video. I've tested it many times. All right. So now let's move on. All right, so this is another thing. So some people are really like, they really don't like pushing their video to other places, but I do it strategically. When I do this, like when I send an email out to my email list, who are targeted people, by the way, they're interested in the things that I'm sending them. So when I send them a video that's of something they're interested in, they're going to click, which means that I'm getting more people to my video. I'm not sitting there waiting on YouTube to push my stuff. I'm pushing it to people who care about it. The mistake that I see a lot of people make is that they'll try to push stuff and it won't be to targeted people. Like their audience on the other platform is not similar, so it doesn't necessarily work out, right? That's typically what I see, and that's why it doesn't really work out that well for other people. All right, so now how long does it actually take? All right, so I'm gonna do for if you're just starting out, and then also if you got a little bit of engagement. All right, so if you're just starting out and you got smart SEO and you got decent engagement, it can take anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. All right, now remember, this is you just starting out. You know, maybe you got a little bit of coaching, maybe you got somebody helping you out, or maybe you're watching a lot of my videos. And then obviously you're gonna have a plan. You're gonna have a good smart SEO plan. Now, if you got a decent engagement, like I said, 1 to 4 weeks, not bad, right? Especially if you're just starting out. Now, if you got no strategy at all, this could take you months, or you could not rank at all, right? And who wants to waste their time putting together a video trying to rank their stuff and they don't have the guidance, right? This is why I preach so much about having a mentor or a coach, somebody who can guide you through the process, just like I do for my clients inside of my coaching program. I actually walk through the process with them. We sit down, we map out their content strategy, we personalize an SEO plan so they can actually get their stuff ranking. And then once they get their stuff ranking, then I put them on my strategy where I connect playlists, and then we create this looping system, right? And so they have the guidance. They have the guidance to set up hooks that actually keep people watching, right? So it's important to actually go through this with help. Do not try to do this stuff alone, right? YouTube, you know, it's a difficult journey, but it becomes a lot easier when you have somebody that actually go through it and you have that person on your side to help you. All right, so if you want to check out the coaching program, definitely go ahead and click that first link down below. It'll give you all the details, go through it. And if you feel like it's a good move for you, then let's get it going. All right, so let's continue. All right, so now if you have momentum, okay, meaning you got momentum, you got subscribers, and you got good engagement, you can rank a video within 24 hours to 7 days. Now, I'm not the type of person that's just going to tell you that and not show you no proof. Let me actually show you. So if we go right here, this channel that you're watching right now, this keyword right here that says, do keywords matter on YouTube? If you go type that on YouTube right now, there's a high chance that I'm gonna be ranking. But if you look right here, I put this video out last week, and at the time it had 31 views, and it was from 1 day ago. So I took the screenshot after 24 hours and I was ranking. So right here, you see I just kind of put right here, rank within 1 day, just to kind of show the proof that it can be done if you have pretty good engagement and you already got some momentum behind you. All right, so what am I really saying with all of this? What I'm saying to you is that the faster you can get the signals, the faster you can rank your video. So ultimately, like, is there a time period? There's not really much of a time period if you hit those metrics. And remember what I said, if you focus on getting higher than your channel average every single time, instead of trying to hit this specific click-through rate or this specific audience retention, you're going to hit your metrics and you're going to show up in the higher ranking space, right? So it's important that you focus in on that, because I'm telling you, that right there has been a game changer for me and a lot of the clients that I've continued to work with. So now that you know how long it takes to rank a YouTube video, you probably want to cut that time in half. So I want you to watch this video next, because in that video, I show you step by step how to walk through and use my checklist to get your videos ranked very, very consistently, so you can start driving traffic, leads, and sales to whatever it is that you have to offer. See you over there.